Welcome to the Bless White Lake podcast, a podcast that explores the ways in which so many of us have been blessed by others and what people are doing to be a blessing in our community. So whether this is your home or you're just visiting, we hope that this podcast will be a blessing worth sharing with someone else. All right, so we are here at the Book Nook and Java Shop, and I'm here with Brooke, who is owner here at the Book Nook. And we're going to be talking about some things going on in the community. But why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What is it we should know about you or about the Book Nook?
My husband, Andrew, and I have bought Book Nook about a little over a year ago. And we, I'm local to the area, and we try to, we're a local independent bookstore, and
There's not a lot of those.
No, and I do all the kitchen stuff. I try to make all good food from scratch, and he curates the books. And
so you kind of done a divide and conquer where
right,
doing the books is his passion.
Yeah,
and getting good coffee to people would be your area.
Right.
He probably likes coffee too.
Yeah, he likes the coffee, but we both, it's just kind of worked out because those are my interests and this is his interests. And
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, this is about blessing. And so can you just tell a story of a time in your life when somebody was just a blessing to you? You know, they came across you, something happened, and as a result, just the rest of your day was better.
Well, I know that there's been a lot in my life. I feel very fortunate that I have really good people in my life, and we live in a great community that is willing to help. And just recently, we suffered damage, smoke and soot damage from a fire below us. And we just have an outpouring from the community of help, of volunteers cleaning, scrubbing kitchens and, doing all the dirty work that no one wants to do. Everyone's just volunteered, and people who can't do that are financially helping through our GoFundMe. And, just the support alone is amazing and makes this all a lot easier.
Oh, it is pretty amazing place to live when somebody hears something happened and the first thing they say is, how can I do cleanup?
Right.
That's not usually what people are looking for. They're going, when are you going to open again?
Right.
When can I get my coffee? When can I get the thing to eat? When can I buy my new book? With the people stepping up and jumping in, volunteering, helping hands, that's just a wonderful thing I love about this.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's such a small, close-knit community, and people have come to really appreciate this place. Everyone comes together, for music or food or, it's a meeting place for people. And I think everyone wants to see us succeed with it and have it be here, but everyone's just willing to help.
Yeah, that's just fantastic. By the way, I'll get the info. So if you're watching this and it's still close to the time it just came out, you can click in the link and help with the GoFundMe. So we'll do that. That's nice. How about the other way around? When is it that you've had an opportunity to make somebody else's day, life improved just by something you're able to give them that they weren't expecting?
Well, the only thing recent that comes to mind is just, something that I know I appreciate when someone does it for me is I was taking my daughter Lucy to her horse riding therapy, and there's another kid there that's 10 and has some genetic things that she's mentality of a 3-year-old, but she's a big girl, and the mom's trying to get her out and, physically can't do it. And I just, was like, hey, look at your boots. They're really pretty. Like, you want to walk with us to the car? And the girl's like, yeah. And we just walked over, and I know it's not a huge deal, but when you're in the moment as a mother and you're struggling, I know people have done that for me, and it's just like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah, it would have been so easy to just walk on by and not do anything.
Yeah.
But it might not have made the difference in the world, but it helped in the moment.
Right.
And giving a little relief to other people when you get a chance to is just a way to bless people. So that's fantastic. Now, We're also going to be talking about some things that are coming up here at the Book Nook, some things you're kind of passionate about. So why don't you just introduce that and tell us about it?
So our daughter Lucy is 3.5, and she is deaf, fully deaf. She also has vestibular issues. I mean, her vestibular is not intact, so her balance is very bad, which is why all the therapies. But one of the great things for our community, they're based in Grand Rapids, but serve a lot of Michigan, is deaf and hard of hearing services. They provide interpreters for the area. They have ASL classes. They do a lot of events for kids, like including signing Santa, so that,
Yeah,
I
you
bring
told me about that.
it's so
That
awesome.
sounds so cool. I never thought about that. A kid who couldn't hear sitting on Santa's lap
Yeah, I mean, we've taken
meets
her
the
to,
Santa that can talk to them.
right.
And
And
it's just so awesome.
we've taken, I have other kids that are hearing, and we've taken them to Santa, and she'll sit there, and, they're just like,
Yeah, just a stranger.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, she's like, what are we doing here? So it's awesome. They, get donations for gifts from the community so that each kid gets a gift as well. They have crafts, they have games, they have like community of deaf kids so that all the deaf kids from the area can see each other and play together, because that's important too, to have friends that are also deaf and, sign language so they can communicate. So, I can't imagine having her without having that service there because, it just makes her life seem more normal to, I mean,
Yeah.
she's 3.5, she doesn't know any different, but if she didn't have that, it just, I don't know, I think a lot would be missing.
Yeah, and one of those things that probably a lot of us don't notice is if there are deaf people around us, because it's not like I can look at you and see that you're deaf.
Right.
And I know older people who are losing their hearing. One of the things that we are the least patient with is people that you have to repeat yourself.
Right.
You have to repeat yourself. So that's people who are losing hearing. I can't even fathom. I mean, I guess the only experience I had was a friend of mine from high school whose son was deaf.
Okay.
But I didn't live by him. I lived out of state, so we saw each other every once in a while. But they did a lot of yelling back and forth with sign language, which was kind of fun. And I never picked it up because I didn't have exposure to it. So how prevalent is it in the Grand Rapids, the greater Western Michigan area? Are there hundreds of kids that are being met, or is it, I don't know.
I guess I have no idea what the
Okay.
numbers are. I mean, there's plenty of kids there. And I know that, Lucy's in a school, a deaf and hard of hearing program that's just recently started in Reese Puffer schools. And, she has 6 kids in her class, and this is just preschool. And then
Okay.
the next grade up, which is not much older, I don't even know how many kids are. So those kids we don't see at deaf and hard of hearing services. I've never seen any of them. I don't know if they just aren't able to go or what the reason is. So I'm sure a lot of people don't go, and there's still a lot of kids there.
Okay. Okay. So it's certainly much bigger than we could be able to see just on the surface.
Right,
Because you might not know where everyone is at or
Right.
connecting or,
Yeah.
like I said, if you see people in public, you don't identify them as being deaf. You can't see it by look.
Yeah.
So what is the event that's going to be going on?
So we are doing a fundraiser for them, just, because I know everything they get, they're going to pour back into the deaf community, which I think is very important. So we are donating a portion of our sales for the evening. It is May 3rd. It's a Friday.
3.
From 5 to 9 p.m. And so they're going to have some celebrity bartenders and baristas.
Oh, celebrities, like local celebrities?
Well, just like, I don't know, I think they're interpreters maybe. They're people from within that organization.
Okay, so the organization is bringing them in. Oh, that's
Right,
cool.
yeah. So we've had other fundraisers where we always have celebrity bartenders. So I don't know if they actually bartend, but they're there.
Oh, yeah, they're there to help.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they're gonna be there, and so a portion of all sales are going to them, and then we are going to have a raffle and a silent auction where all the money goes to them, and just a donation bucket for
For those who just want to give.
right.
And just want to bless other people. What kind of things, and maybe you're still working on it, are going to be in the silent auction or in the raffle that you might be able to win?
Well, my mind has gotten away from that for a while, and I have an amazing volunteer that has been going around and collecting donations. So I really can't tell you what that. I know we have been gifted a painting by an amazing artist in the area for the silent auction, and possibly a quilt and different things like that. But yeah, I'm not quite sure where we're at with that.
Okay. And I know I've worked on those before. You don't always know everything, and they're coming in and doing those things. But I tell you, the painting has me intrigued.
Yeah.
Because I do like
Lori,
Larry. Okay. Okay. So you'll have to outbid me. Is there anything else with that organization I think is going on that people should know?
Yeah, well, also it's going to be hopefully a bunch of the deaf community will come from all around, and our goal is to have a little talent show from the schools, both Kent County and Muskegon County schools. I'm not sure where we're at with that, if all the kids can come, but that's the goal. We have an author that's going to do a reading. He's written a kid's book and a book for adults that came out recently. Mickey Carolyn, he's from Grand Rapids, and he's a coda. He's hearing, but his parents are both deaf.
Okay.
And so that's part of our entertainment for the evening. We're not doing music because it's a deaf event.
There you go. There you go.
So trying to do enough entertainment otherwise. And we're going to have crafts for kids. We're going to have games for kids. There's a deaf woman at Deaf and Hard of Hearing Services that always does storytelling in ASL. So she'll be on the stage doing storytelling here and there. And I'm just trying to bring the deaf community here and hearing people to learn about it. And we're eventually hoping to get some ASL classes here if we can find a good teacher.
Well, that'd be fantastic.
Because we have a lot of people in the community wanting to learn. And
yeah, and I know when I'm trying to learn languages, it's really important to be able to have a place to use it.
Yeah.
Because just learning on your own is very difficult to then retain what you're doing in learning if you can't use it
right.
People.
Yeah.
So
I've never really thought about learning ASL before Lucy, but now, I use it every day. So I'm not fluent, but it takes a long time to get there, but I can communicate.
Yeah, and as she grows, you'll get more and more fluent by using it.
Right.
More.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. You also have another event going on.
Yes. So the next day, it just kind of happened that it all fell together. The next day, May 4th.
May 4th. May 4, May 3, and May 4th.
Right.
Events.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying. May 4th from, I believe, 7 to 9. It will be Hope Scarves. A local family, their daughter had started this, and she had cancer, and she has since passed away, but they have continued this on. And it's a big thing. It's dealing with the Kentucky Derby is always what it's about. Oh, so they'll have celebrity bartenders, and they're going to have music that night. And yeah, I believe they have a silent auction as well.
Okay.
And they have a lot of fun at this event. And you can dress up in your Kentucky Derby apparel.
I've never thought of dressing up in Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
But I've always thought, I'll never get to go. But the fun hats. I mean,
yeah.
You like a nice hat. So.
And we do have a dinner that night. We always do a baby back ribs dinner. And
ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
So 2 events. One is for the deaf, and the other is for those with cancer. So, now my brain is going to women who lose cancer and the Scarves. Do they do anything additional? Is it just for the women, the girls that are doing that, or is there anything for the guys or boys that might be?
I don't know that information.
Okay. I just wondered.
I should probably know that, but I do not.
I'd like a nice hat. I don't wear a scarf, but a baseball cap or something like that. One of those things too. But scarves, you can dress up that way.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention that we're giving a portion of our sales for that night too.
Okay. So if you come out either of those 2 nights, portion of the sales are going to go to those 2 great organizations that are helping other people and blessing people in our community. I do like getting out in nature, and so I didn't warn you about this question. I do like just kind of comparing, so we live on White Lake, and we're right here by White River. Are you more of the small lake, like White Lake, or out on the big lake, like Lake Michigan? Which would you rather spend your time on? If you're out fishing, skiing, whatever you might do out on the water, where would you rather be, on the big lake or on the small lake?
I like Lake Michigan. I'm not real big into getting in the water just because I don't like being cold, but I'm not very sporty person. But I like going and laying on the beach,
Okay.
watching my kids play.
It's all, yeah, it's fun to watch. You know what? Yeah, watching kids play in the sand, making sand castles.
Yeah,
Inland lakes don't always lend themselves to that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the dunes and
Oh,
you know.
yeah. My preference, I would say, would be Lake Michigan, but that's because I love a good sunset.
Oh yeah,
And there's always a good sunset over Lake Michigan.
Yeah, but
I've lived other places around the country. That's the thing I miss most, is being able to go to Lake Michigan and watch a sunset.
yeah.
But you can't go wrong living by the lake.
Oh, I
No
know.
matter what, you
We live in a
go
beautiful
wrong.
area.
You're in a beautiful area. You're doing some beautiful things in the community. The community's responding. We're doing some beautiful things to help you and to bless you. And so, hey, all of you, if this is after the date, that's okay. But if it's before and you hear this, share this with other people so that we can get the word out, so that we can help the deaf and the deaf community. And we can help those with cancer and help that community. So whatever you're doing, I hope that this was a blessing as you listen to it, and that you will be a blessing to someone else.